So now we have arrived here in Beijing on a bike currently, on our way to a place called Wangfujing, a shopping street or shopping area here in Beijing. Gonna have a look around. We arrived a bit earlier before, had some food here. The food was nice, but a bit too sweet for my taste. I'm kind of used to Sichuanese cooking, you know. But it was completely okay. I had Beijing duck in Beijing, very cool. Now I have to focus on biking here and make it to Wangfujing. Yes, we are now in the capital city of Beijing. Huge city with over 20 million people living here. But how did I end up on this bike here, together with Hannah's dad? Well, let's go back a bit. Good morning from Xi'an North Station. To me, a Swedish person, this is more like an airport than a train station. It's freaking huge. Gonna take a train here towards Beijing. It will take around 4.5 hours. See you in Beijing! Correct, soon we'll be back to where this video started, Beijing, thanks to this fantastic Chinese-built high-speed train. We quickly left the station and the train reached its maximum service speed. Not that we noticed, seeing how smooth it was. 350 kilometers per hour. Now that is faster than the 200 kilometers per hour we get here in Sweden. In other words, we reached Beijing very quickly. So after a very exciting bike ride with your dad, it was fun, a lot of traffic, a lot of bikes, a lot of everything.
Yeah.
It went good, but now we're here at
Wangfujing.
What a place! It's so lively, so much people dancing, stuff to eat, things to buy. It's fantastic. Wangfujing is indeed a cool place, but I don't know about you, how do you feel about some dancing? Look at those moves, look at them, and now look at my moves.
That is much better than you.
I tried, it's difficult, you know? It's hard to believe, but I am actually not a dancer. This is a very cool street. I guess you could shop here all night long. But we are tired, we've had a long day, and we'll have an even longer day tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll check out the Temple of Heaven, and then we have a guided tour in the Forbidden City. But first, some sleep back at the hotel. See you tomorrow. I guess now is as good as any time to talk about what we'll actually do in this video. We'll do a lot of things. Visit the Temple of Heaven, Tiananmen Square, the Forbidden City, some Hutongs, the Olympic Stadium, the Summer Palace, both old and new, as well as a day trip to the Great Wall of China. But first up, the Temple of Heaven. Good morning from a very crowded Beijing. Our tour has begun. First stop being the Temple of Heaven. Silly me, the Temple of Heaven is the entire complex. This right here is the Hall of Prayers for Good Harvests. The most beautiful building in Beijing, or so it's said, and I definitely agree with that statement. It's a really beautiful building. This circular building is 36 meters in diameter and 38 meters tall. Inside the temple, the emperor would pray for good harvests. And what a great day to be here. Just look at this weather. But something you can't see right now is that my back is covered in sweat. I'm drenched in sweat. How about you?
Same for me.
It's insanely warm here, but now I think we should push through the crowd and have a look inside the temple.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. That's a bit disgusting. A lot of people, difficult to film. Here's 2 pictures instead. Somewhere here, the emperor would pray, and this is the very fancy roof. With that, we left this temple behind and walked towards the next one, although we kept to the shadows.
It is cooler here in the shadow.
Right here you see the Echo Wall as well as the back of the Imperial Vault of Heaven, and here's the front of the Imperial Vault of Heaven. We're not done here yet, let's keep going. Look at these really cool roof tiles, very detailed. Now time for another historical site. So now I'm walking here on the circular mound, I think it's called, where the emperors used to pray to the heavens. Very cool to be here, historical ground. Now we've seen it, it's incredible and also incredibly warm. Next stop, lunch, and then we go to the Forbidden City. Yes, but before that I just want to step on the central stone. Let's see here. Yes, that's good. Yeah, that'll do. The noodles outside the convenience store tasted pretty good, but now we're here at the Forbidden City, where it is kind of busy. So I don't know what to say, but this is walking here in the Forbidden City. That's pretty cool. It's huge, and it continues back there, and it's full of people. But even though there's so much people here, you have space to walk. Just imagine how big this place is. Covering a total of 720,000 square meters and believed to be the largest preserved royal palace complex in the world, the Forbidden City, or as it is known in Chinese, the Imperial Palace, is really a sight to behold. Once upon a time, inaccessible for regular people, but now open for everyone. Construction of the city began in 1406 and finished in 1420. Here's a fun fact: almost all of the roofs within the Imperial Palace are yellow, because yellow is the color of the emperor. These buildings here are amazing. The roofs are so detailed. And now we've been walking for a while through this Forbidden City, and just up here we're gonna enter the back garden, the place where the emperor actually lived. So now we're in the living quarters of the emperor and the emperor's family. They lived in different buildings here depending on the dynasty. During one dynasty they lived in the big building behind there, then at a different time they lived in the smaller buildings back here. I will do some more research, then I will add some more information with my voice after editing this. Yes, alright, hello, it's me again. Well, in the Ming Dynasty and in the beginning of the Qing Dynasty, all the emperors lived in the Palace of Heavenly Purity. In the middle and late periods of the Qing Dynasty, the emperors and empresses all moved to the 6 lesser halls on the west side. So now we're sitting here on the emperor's bench.
Not emperor's bench, you're lying. Just bench for the people who come visit here. Super warm.
It was probably the hottest bench I've ever sat on. Now we have left the living quarters and now we're in the Imperial Garden. It's a beautiful garden. The best thing right now, there's a lot of trees, a lot of shadows, because it's super hot in the sun. But here's the garden. This really is a very nice garden and a nice break from the 37 degrees heat out in the sun. If you do visit the Forbidden City, it is also highly recommended to visit Yingshan Park. Climb or run up the stairs and you'll get an amazing view at the top. So if you're in Beijing and you've been to the Forbidden City, you should go and look at the view in this park. It gives you an overview of how huge the Forbidden City actually is. That's really all we have time for in and around the Forbidden City, but the day is not over yet. We are now in Beihai Park, and the slight breeze coming in over the water is really quite nice. We'll have a quick look at a 9-dragon wall. And here's one of the many temples in Beihai Park. This one being from the Ming Dynasty. One can really spend a lot more time here, but today we won't, because we're hungry. It is time for some Beijing-style hot pot. From the menu we ordered an assortment of meats, vegetables and other edible things. Put it in the boiling hot pot and after a few minutes you have some really tasty food. I also ate some meat skewers. All in all, really quite good food.
There's a food cart. Unit thought.
Welcome to another day in Beijing. Today we're at the Summer Palace. Well, we and everyone else in Beijing, or so it seems. During the Qing Dynasty, this was an imperial garden. It covers an expanse of 2.9 square kilometers, 3/4 of it being water. So this garden is very beautiful, but incredibly crowded. But then again, what do you expect in Beijing on a weekend, especially when the school's out and all the kids are here on tours as well. Now we're gonna rent a boat here and head out on the water, and we should get a nice overview of the Summer Palace. we did not really rent a boat, instead we bought tickets to go on one. Anyways, a boat ride on Kunming Lake, certainly a must if you're at the Summer Palace. So now we have crossed the lake with the boat.
Yeah.
And you got a really good overview of the Summer Palace here behind us. You can see the big temples and the big lake. The lake is man-made, right?
Yeah, and it's only 2 meters deep.
Only 2 meters deep. Probably great for ice skating in the wintertime.
Actually, sometimes they say they do it. The royal family, sometimes they come here to ice skate on the lake.
I guess we'll have to come back here at wintertime sometime then. Because I love ice skating.
Yeah, we'll see.
From one Summer Palace to another one, now we're in the old Summer Palace. However, it's mostly in ruins.
It's destroyed by the England and France in old time.
Yeah, back during the Second Opium War, England and France completely destroyed this place. It's a shame. So now it's only ruins left.
Yeah.
It took 4,000 men 3 full days to destroy this place. Probably because the sheer size of the place was 3.5 square kilometers. It's a shame really, aggressions and war is never a good thing. It would have been cool to see what these structures once looked like, back in their prime, but that is no longer possible. Anyways, now we're gonna head back into the center and go look at some of Beijing's Hutongs. Hopefully, it's a bit less busy there. Probably not though. Yeah, I'm still not used to these crowds. Will it be less busy around the Hutongs? No, it was not less busy around the Hutongs, it was the opposite. So now we're exploring one of the Hutongs, which is also a shopping area. We're looking to do some final souvenir shopping. Maybe we'll buy something to eat, something to drink as well, we'll see. A magnet for the fridge, that's a nice memory. Good food and snacks, nice memory as well. Is it good? A few of us also picked up some nice scented bags of things. I'm not really sure what it's called. Some kind of doftpåse, perhaps. So now we have left the commercial street and we're walking down one of the more quiet streets now, where people actually still live in these Hutongs. Very cool to see. If you're in Beijing, you should come here as well to one of the more quiet streets. But now though, it's time for the bike ride that I promised before. Did I promise a bike ride? Yeah, well, why not? Let's go for a bike ride. I just need to fix this saddle a bit first. It's a bit too low, still a bit loose. Yeah, that will have to do. Would you look at that? Our bike ride took us all the way to Tiananmen Square. So this is quite an interesting experience, biking through Tiananmen Square. And there you have the portrait of Mao over there. But you can't stop here if you bike, so you have to keep biking while filming. It's a bit difficult, but this bike lane here is great. It's great for biking here. Even though it's very busy, a lot of people. But what do you expect when you're biking through Tiananmen Square? This is very cool. This is my first time biking along and across an 8-lane road. A very nice evening for a bike ride. These soldiers were about to lower the flag for the day. I said some very profound words. Unfortunately, I forgot to plug in the microphone.
Till och med the bathroom looks like the Great Wall. Here we are at the last bathroom before the Great Wall. It's very important because on the Great Wall there's no peeing.
For sure, one may not pee on the Great Wall. With that said, we are now indeed visiting the Great Wall of China. A day trip from central Beijing going all the way along here and up to a place called Mutianyu. Excited?
Yeah. First time for me to.
Last day of our trip to China, and what better way to end our travels than with a walk on the Great Wall of China. Specifically, we're at the Tianyu section of the Great Wall, because here it's a bit less busy than the one closer to Beijing called Badaling. So if you have transport to get here, you have to book your own bus or go by car, then go to Tianyu. It's less busy and the wall here is fantastic. Yes, on this section of the Great Wall we would spend a few hours, but first let's start with the toast.
Here we are, on top of the Chinese wall. And we shall open our last piju beer. Ganbei!
Ganbei! With some drinks in our system, it was now time to make it up a very steep section of the wall, a 45-degree incline known as Hero Slope. Let's see if we can make it up there. So now we're making our way up Hero Slope, and it is, well, it is steep. It is quite steep. What do you say?
Tired, but we can make it.
We can make it up there. This is, it is quite steep.
The trick is not to look up, just look down, and then you're there.
Just look down at your feet, and then you're there. Sounds perfect. And once you're there, I bet the view will be quite spectacular. Heya, 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 heya. Of course we made it all the way up with some minor struggles along the way, but will Hannah's dad make it up as well? At the top of the Heroes Slope. Do we feel like heroes?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, definitely.
Maybe like a supervillain.
You can be the villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're the heroes.
But all of us, villains or heroes, have to go back down as well. And it's a long way back down.
Yeah.
All the way back there.
Exactly 446 steps.
Yeah, this villain, he counted the freaking steps up here.
Plus minus 50 steps, because I had to compete with a kid who didn't want to lose to a foreigner. So.
Yeah, but I think we beat the kid though, right?
Oh yeah.
We did.
Yeah,
of course we did. The foreigners win this time. And yes, for those wondering, Hannah's dad did make it all the way up as well. If you go up, you have to go down. And when you get down, you get ice cream. At least when you're on the Great Wall of China. We made it down from the top. We got our La Bingwar. The best thing I think though, except for the ice cream, is on the way down we met some Danish people.
That's true.
And the Danes were stuck in a queue. And as you can see, it's now getting very crowded on this wall. So let's leave the wall. Last stop of our Beijing trip, the Olympic Park. Here you'll find the 2008 Olympic Stadium. Alright, so now we're standing here with the 2008 Olympic Stadium behind us. Also known as the Bird's Nest.
Yeah.
With that said, thanks a lot for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Hej på er!